Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope that you still have a bit of energy after these 3 pretty exhausting days, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I have a bit negative message to start. It will be pretty difficult to go through this common mistake in 20 minutes. So what I propose, if you have questions, maybe keep it for the end. I will stay outside, and if you want to speak with me, I will be more than happy to do so. All right? So today we're going to discover the 10 common mistakes made by a new partner. And of course, all of this is said with a lot of humility, and it is just based on the nearly 10-year experience we have, working with a partner network. And keep in mind, mistake at the end is just an opportunity to try again, improve, and finally succeed. Let's go for mistake number 1. Voilà. Sabotage. Here we go again. Let's go for mistake number 1, low pricing. I used to offer a significantly low pricing to convince my prospect. No, we don't think so. We think that a great software deserves at the end a fair pricing, and you have really no need to cheapen your daily rate, and we even think that a low daily rate can really discreditate you, in terms of the image. The advice is that we think you should stay in the average price on the market. No need to be that low. And if you have budget constraints, I think it's more interesting, more intelligent to maybe propose to reduce the scope of the customer, or maybe to phase it. Okay, your budget is this one for this year. Let's do so, and let's create the phase 2 on the next budget, for instance. Mistake number 2, fixed price commitment. You know that many customers would like to have a fixed price commitment, and here the guy used to say, hey, to get the deal, I accept fixed price engagement because I'm sure that I can get the deal. Our answer is sometimes it's really better to be able to accept to lose a deal than winning a negative margin on your project. Fixed price engagement, it's something which is really risky for you guys. Also, fixed price is really the enemy of flexibility, because when everything is fixed, it's pretty difficult to start to speak with agile methodology, change request, it's not really at all. It's not good for you as a partner, it's not good for your customer neither. You have 2 extremes. To gain the deal, you may say, hey, I will arrive with a pretty low pricing. And after a few months, you will be in a renegotiation phase with the customer, and he will be super unhappy about it. Or you think, yeah, I want the deal, but I try to protect myself, and you will maybe put the price really high, so the customer won't be paying the right price at the end. Maybe that's something that some of my partners used to do. It's what we call the mixed approach. I mean that everything related to the analysis phase of the project could be made in time and material, because you don't control your customer. If your customer wants to perform with you an analysis of 1 month, they can, 2 months, they can, you don't control them. Once the analysis is done, you will have a blueprint, and maybe you can engage on fixed price on the development, because you will get the blueprints and you will be able to say, hey, it was not in the scope initially. So pay attention to this, it's really risky, and many partners failed and crashed their company because of that. Mistake number 3, no sales relationship with my AM. An AM is an account manager, and as a partner, you all have an account manager inside Odoo, and they are here to help you on sales activities and other topic. And here the guy could say, hey, I used to go alone. I don't need Odoo to convince prospect. Don't think it's a good idea at all. And the nice and sense, the power of me is much stronger than the power of we is much stronger than the power of me. It's true. It's better to work together to convince your customer together. We can work on leads with you, leads that you will bring, and leads that Odoo member will also bring to you. What the account manager will do for you will be pushing for the Odoo solution, you know, showing that the product is the right one, pushing also for you, saying, hey, this guy, okay, maybe he's a new partner, but it's a valuable one, and I will be behind to make sure that your project is a success. Push for the partner adoption, we saw it. Secure the enterprise contract, of course, it's our business model. We will be here to negotiate the enterprise contract directly for you. And something I also see is that the prospects, they really appreciate when the editor, when the publisher is involved in the discussion. They feel a bit honored, and they like to see that. And also it happened, when we work together, I think we are really a nice team to get bigger deals, and we get bigger and bigger customers today. But let's work together to get them. And how do we do that? Of course, if we have the opportunity, it will be through face-to-face meetings with you, if the prospect is big enough. Otherwise, it can be through webinar. So keep that in mind. Do not hesitate to ask your account manager to help you on all these topics. It will make a real difference. Mistake number 4, lack in software demonstration. What does it mean? A guy could say, I prefer not to go through Odoo demonstration with my prospect. Maybe they are a bit scared doing demo, they are not confident yet. I think it's a good summary. A good demo worth 1,000 words. Demonstration is really in the DNA of Odoo, and it is really the way we use to convince prospects by showing the product. And you know, all these guys, the American company, European sellers, they use just to put some slide, and the customer never seen the solution before it's in production. It's too bad. So put your prospect in contact with the solution. And what I can tell you is that a good demo will really get your audience excited because they see the product. It will set the expectations right. And it can also help you to really get shortlisted among different solutions, you know. And yeah, finally, let presentations, PowerPoint presentation, nice suit and ties to the competitor. Use the product, use Odoo, is the only tool that you need. Mistake number 5, selling too big. May look a bit odd. And the guy could say, I'm trying to sell the full Monty to my prospect. You know, you visit a customer and you try to push everything. You need CRM, you need accounting, you need warehousing, and big something. It's not the right approach. Not the right approach anymore, because customer doesn't like it anymore. The advice is start small and expand big. We think it's really better to start with a restricted number of modules. It will definitely lower the risk for the customer. It will be less expensive also in a way. It will fit maybe in a limited budget they have. And last but not the least, this approach will help to convince users, manager inside the company. Maybe we will start with a CRM. The sales manager will be so happy that he will speak with the, I don't know, accounting manager, with the marketing guy. And step after step, you will be able to expand in the company. And of course, you will engage easier. It's more easier to sign a sales order for a limited budget than, boom, coming with the big monk one. And this is also important, a customer project, it has really to be you know, considered as a long term. It's everything but a one shot. Think long term with your customer, really. And competitive argument, I mean, among you, among the partners, really, the partner who offer their prospect this approach, definitely, they will score better, you know, compared to the one who's gonna come with the big bank approach, because it means big sales order also behind. So again, it's easier to sign a small one. Mistake number 6, my first project on my own. The guy will say, I think I don't need any help to deliver my first project. I know enough. The advice is, let's secure your first project. And this one is really key, because when you start, you are a bit naked, and you need this first reference to open some doors. So it's really key that you make this first project a real success. And I don't know what you think about it, but based on experience, I think that it can take up to 1 year as a partner to get up to speed. I mean, being trained, being confident, being good enough to take the project. And what we did at Odoo, it's not really new. I mean, 2 years ago, we designed what we call the Partner Success Pack. And this is a bunch of hours, and you get a dedicated guy. And this guy will be here to help you with all the possible topics you may have. If you need development, he will help you. If you need, I don't know, to perform a gap analysis, sorry, he will also help you, being some review, so everything goes. And this will really help you to succeed and also to gain time and definitely to grow in competency quickly. And you know, we don't think that partners, they have to pay for the Partner Success Pack. So the advice is, when you do the first project, keep some free room and integrate it in the offer, because at the end it will be services for the customer, not for you directly. Mistake number 7, neglecting the training. And sometimes as an account manager, I see my partners, they don't train immediately. They are busy with business things, practical things, but they don't train immediately, which is too bad, of course. And the message is, kill yourself in training so you don't die fighting. Definitely the first thing you need to do is to attend the functional training. And you know, we have an online platform that we released 18 months ago for that. Train your developers, if you have developers inside of company, of course. Use the knowledge base. That's something which is available to all the partners, and here you have some demonstration of gap analysis, marketing materials, demo, etc. And really important, something which is also pretty new, is the Odoo certification. And this certification is important because it will just show to the world, to your customer, that you are trained. And it will create also a difference in between the partners which are certified and the ones which are not. So please be trained and get certified. It will be really appreciable for you. And of course, training is an ongoing process. You know that we used to release a new version every year. Some will say it's a lot, but customers like it. So it's important to stay up to date, to be able to sell this new version. Mistake number 8, I develop, therefore I am. Meaning, it's easier for some people to develop rather than knowing the functional scope of Odoo. And it's true that the functional scope starts to be big. We are a real ERP. And some people, and especially the techie people, you know, people which are more with a developer's DNA, it's a kind of a reflex, and sometimes it's easier for them, they go quicker if they develop things rather than checking in the code, okay, is it available, is it not? And of course, too limited knowledge of the functional scope will not allow you to see the potential of the tool. So you need to be trained functionally to be able to do so. And if you do too much dev, the problem is that you will really create a labyrinthine system, usine à gaz en français, and the customer will really blame you for that, because they will have to pay to maintain it. It will be really bad for you. Mistake number 9, too much focus on new customer rather than the customer base. What does it mean? Message is, work on your install base. Too many partners, I told it before already, but too many partners consider that their project, it is kind of a, you know, a one-shot operation. They think, okay, I did the project, nothing left to do, let's try to find a new prospect because, okay, the project is done. And so they invest a lot of time in acquiring these new customers. And when you start to have an install base, it's so easy to keep on working with them. You don't need to convince him again. You don't need to negotiate again, because they know you, they know your pricing. Hopefully they've been happy with you on the first project, so it goes far away faster. And this is really a nice way to scale your business. So see things again long term. And if your customer is using the enterprise version, you know, enterprise, it stands for extra features, but it also stands for migrations which are included. It's a real opportunity for you to knock on the door of this guy, maybe at each new version, or 2 versions if you want, to propose this new feature of Odoo, maybe some new things they will like. And it's definitely an opportunity for you to sell your services, to do the implementation, to do the training. So again, keep on working with this customer, and don't be chilly to migrate your customer. It's also a mistake that we so often see. People are a bit scared about migration. They say, it's a risk, I don't know how it's gonna be, will my customer be happy? We do the migration of everything which is standard, and we will work with you hand in hand. So don't be scared, and our team is really dedicated to that. It's really a daily job for them. Finally, mistake number 10, it's low visibility, and especially when you start, guys. And the guy could say, well, I don't invest that much in marketing. It's useless. I don't have time. I'm not a big company. The advice is simple, and it is based on more or less what we do at Odoo. You probably know that we don't spend millions and millions and millions dollars in sales and marketing. The advice is make some noise for nearly free. And you will see here, we don't ask for big investment at all. It starts with your own website. And maybe you will be amazed about it. I swear on the Holy Bible, it's true. 50% of all partners, they just doesn't show that they provide Odoo on their website. I swear it's true. Obed, how stupid. It's really the first starting point for them. If you create your website, second advice, please use Odoo. We have a wonderful CMS today, so it's the least for a partner to use it. Work on your SEO, of course, and this is key, lead generation. I don't know what you think about it, but today we don't think anymore that a customer will come on your website just because it's beautiful and will fill your customer form, your contact form, sorry, because they want to meet you. No one does it anymore. People today, they are looking for content, and if you want leads, you need to provide them content. It's a way to attract them. And what can be a content? Just 2 examples. One webinar, for instance, well, I don't know, let's discover the Odoo CRM. And you perform a webinar every 2 weeks, for instance. So it's not a big job for you, but many people will come, see your webinar, and of course, it's potential leads for you. Or second option, maybe you have something that you would like to write, a white book, Odoo versus NetSuite, Odoo versus whatever. So you have interesting content, some people will come for that, only for that, not because the website is beautiful. And on Odoo's website, so when you are an Odoo partner, you know, our customer can find you on our website. First thing, design your partner description in a catchy and differentiated way. When we read the partner description, sometimes it's a bit boring, it's really common, so try to be maybe a bit creative. Give a professional description of all your customer references. When you sell an enterprise contract, this reference will appear under your name in the partner listing. And it's really interesting for customer looking for a partner. And the best way is really to give a nice description of the customer, of course. Invest in customer success stories. That's something you can do with us, and you are more than welcome to say, hey, I did this project, customer is happy, and we will design some nice stories. Like you can say here, we have more or less 45 available today. It's gold for you, it's gold for Odoo, and it's gold for the customers, of course. And finally, and we will be on time, I also strongly advise you to contribute, to be active in the community. And guess who are the best and most recognized partner? But, you know, all of these guys which are heavy contributors, like Camp to Camp, like Axon, and they contribute every day. They deliver quality module, they publish their contribution on GitHub, and when a customer is looking for a module, a special module doing, I don't know, fleet, if your module is a good one, it's just publicity for you, advertising for you. And be social, of course, I guess you already started to do so. It's to use all these networks like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. So never hesitate to share all the things that you do, all the webinars that you will perform, your contribution, your modules, etc. I think we, thank you. As we are on time, if you have some question, please shoot. I was that clear.
When you talk about the client slow with one application or two and go for a long time and more easy for the partner to do, and some clients perhaps wanted to know to the future about how much you cut on the end with this customization. And this is one problem because sometimes have one application is complete for the person in one package, and when you present for the client one Odoo what we can do, and we can say like, okay, we go slow, but what you gonna have for next time? How much I will pay, or how much this cost for me on the end? This is, we're gonna finish when?
Ah, okay, I see your point.
Don't make the surprise for the client when you're gonna offer some services.
Fully right. You're more than right, and indeed, as a customer, I will not appreciate it to to have no view on what could be my global investment with Odoo. It's a bit short in time to speak about it now, but ask your account manager to discuss with you what we call the gap analysis. It's a kind of methodology. It's let's say spending some days together with the customer, with all the departments, finance, accounting, warehousing, etc. And the purpose of this session, of this methodology, is to have a global view, a global picture. So they know that finally, if they want to integrate all of the application, it will be maybe, I don't know, a 150K project. So they have this global picture, but after, of course, you can apply this low-level entry approach and start with CRM. And it's super often linked to their capacity to pay. It's just a question of budget and risk, because even though if they have the budget, they can still have a risk. And if you start low, you lower the risk also. It will be easier to launch something, to start.
Yeah, because after some months we wanted to put one another application. Say, like that, I don't have the budget to pay on the end.
But this methodology again is also a way to see, hey, this customer will be able or not to invest in the system. And it's another pain point that we may have. Sometimes we spend time with customer, which, sorry, but they cannot invest. So you're losing your time in a way.
Yeah. And you're going to say, like, I wanted you want fixed price. And like you say, I can't give one fixed price.
Of course.
And you not
of course.
Make sure that the client that he can go next step.
Definitely. Thank you for your question. Okay. Any other question? So just an advice, really, it's important, keep contact with your account manager. If you don't know, too bad, who is the guy, do not hesitate to call Odoo and say, hey, who's my partner manager, but keep in contact with them, and do not hesitate to discuss about it, about the methodology and all these things. That's our job. We're here to help you, so do not hesitate. Thank you.